Well, hello YouTube. Max Spearhead here with you. I come to you. I have no clue why. Basically, I've been told I need to try YouTube out. I do apologize to start off with. I have a little bit of laryngitis going on right now. I've been fighting it for almost now 14 days. Was really worried that it was COVID. Finally got the test. Was not COVID. Finally got to go into the doctor. Well, that's another story. Did not get to go into the doctor even after getting the damn test. Excuse my language. But finally got the test, finally talked to the doctor through a video, and got an antibiotic in me. I'm what now, 3 or 4 days into the antibiotic. I think it's 3 days into the antibiotic. And still sounding like crap. It's cleared up a little bit to where I can breathe a little bit better, not getting as much snottiness out of my nose. But, yeah. So, that is the reason I sound like crap right now. And since you don't know me, you don't know what I really normally sound like. So, well, back to the reason I'm here. My friends, my brothers as I call them, from my G.I. Joe groups, told me I need to try out YouTube. I was injured back December 21st of 2018. Stupid, simple injury. But that simple injury was a back injury. It was just how it happened was so simple. Bent over to scan the bottom of a cart at Costco. Stepped off the mat, and when I stepped down, I stepped wrong, and I bent down at the same time, and I heard my back pop. I did not realize what happened at the second. It just really tightened up on me. It hurt. I tried to stretch it out. I was working with a fella that day. He was loading the carts for me. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but I do have it wrote down for my own notes. But, so needless to say, I let this guy know, hey, look, something's wrong. I need you to do a little bit more for me. I'm going to keep trying to stretch and stuff, but he's like, oh, no problem, no big deal. So that was that, and did that for about an hour and 15 minutes before the manager, Sean, came over. And I shouldn't say manager, he's the lead or whatever they call it. But Sean came over and he's like, hey, what's going on? And I explained to him, he's like, let's get you off the register. Took me back, had me fill out paperwork, blah, blah, blah. And then had me go over to the urgent care. I sat in damn urgent care for half an hour in pain after filling out paperwork in the office there at Costco, which probably took about a half hour for me to fill out. Got done with paperwork, went over to urgent care. Urgent care, basically, after me sitting there for half an hour, said, look, you're in too much dang pain. There's nothing we can do for you. You need to go over to the ER. So I drove over to the ER. Get to the emergency room, of course. Once again, got to sit there for a little bit. in freaking pain. And so needless to say, finally got back there. Doctor didn't do any x-rays, didn't do MRI, didn't do crap. He just looked at me and said, well, looks like you got some tightened muscles. Let's shoot you up with some painkillers and send you on your way. And so that's what he did. And of course, I was all looped up, felt great, and left on out of there. I got out to my car and I was like, I can't drive. There's no freaking way. Called my sister, who lived probably about 5 miles down the road. She and her husband came and picked me up, took me back to their place. Sat there for a while, got my mind back to me, blah, blah, blah. Finally got home. Next day, went into work. Boss said, no, get the heck out of here. There's no way you can work the way you are. You need to get to the doctor. So that's what I did. I went to the doctor. Found a doctor nearby, and I didn't have a family doctor, yada, yada. It was just a regular old whatever doctor, urgent doctor on the side of the road. And he looked at me. He's like, well, our emergency room's doctor said this. You need to take time off work, blah, blah, blah. It's still the pulled muscle or sprained muscle, whatever they said. I was like, okay, you're the doctor, you know best. Well, move on down the road, 10 days, still freaking in pain. Go back to the doctor, it's still a pulled muscle, supposedly. You're going to need more time, it just takes longer to heal. Okay, I'm listening to you. 10 more days go by, same crap. A different doctor, but same office, tells me the same thing. Looks like you're just going to have to keep taking time. Still no x-ray, no MRI, no nothing. They're just going with this strained muscle or whatever. Well, finally, I'm talking with the nurse for the insurance company for Costco, who is at this time paying me and taking care of me and stuff. And the nurse, her name was Jessica, if I remember right. Yes, it was Jessica Miller, matter of fact. She's like, okay. She was with me she's not with me, but she was talking to me during the time of me going to these doctors and stuff. And she was like, something's just not right. Let's get you over to different doctor. This doctor was Dr. Snook. He was a back specialist, and he took a look at me and said, okay, let's get you an x-ray and MRI. Finally, this is 3 months almost after the fact. So finally, 3 months after being just a simple injury, 3 months out of work, 3 months not being able to work, I get the x-ray, MRI. I'm told that I've got degenerative disc and I've got a slip disc. My L5 was slipped. Okay, so my L5 slipped. Let's figure something out. Let me somehow get fixed. Let's get me back to work. However, this has got to go. He doesn't want to do surgery right away. He wants to try therapy. We try therapy. We try massage therapy. Funny crap. But I could not handle the massage therapy. I could not handle the therapy. I pushed through the therapy to an extent, but I really couldn't handle it. I was sore as all get out. So the slip disc, he decided that we probably wanted to do surgery, but we had to try the other steps first. So his next step was giving me a steroid shot. So I got this steroid shot, and in the meantime, my lawyer that was trying to help me get unemployment disability, basically to where Costco would help take care of me, get me a surgery or whatever I needed to get back to work. Well, needless to say, it hasn't happened. When we're talking since December 21st of 2018. I really thought, okay, this is just simple. I got injured at work. They'll take care of me. I get back to work. No big deal. It became this big roundabout thing, in my opinion. And in the meantime, I went through some other stuff that caused me to end up with some depression. But needless to say, to stick on this, because I have a bad habit of rambling, and I have a bad habit of getting off subject and losing track. So my one lawyer is trying to get me disability and stuff, and trying to get me help, basically. And while in the meantime, I am getting disability, long-term disability from Costco. They started with the short term, and then it went into long term. And well, all of a sudden, abruptly, that came to an end this last year, which has about devastated me, but I'm still trying to figure it out. But basically, they've sent me through all these doctors, finally get to Dr. Snook, and I get sent to a doctor for my lawyer. And that doctor says, look, there is definitely something that can be done. Oh, my little one just decided to come out here and decided to bounce the basketball, so it's going to get a little loud. Daddy's talking, bud. Let's do something else, okay? So yeah, needless to say, I go to this doctor. He says, do not get surgery. It's simple shots that you need just in the right spot, and you should be okay. I said, okay, well, I need you to do it. He's like, well, I can't do it because I'm a witness now in your testimony if needed. So he supposedly couldn't be it, but he could direct a doctor to do these shots. Well, I tried to explain this to Dr. Snook. Dr. Snook wanted none of it. He tried the one steroid shot, which totally failed and actually made everything worse. And so we are now probably about 6 months into this. Where'd you go, you little stinker butt? You get too quiet on me. So now we're about 6 months into it, and needless to say, still getting nowhere, except into worse pain. Being told definitely going to need surgery. Well, what happens to me is I end up losing my insurance through Costco. I no longer have insurance, and so now I've got to try to figure out how I'm going to pay for this surgery that the doctor wants to give me, because I'm desperate at this time. You got the tape. And so I'm desperate, and so I'm willing to do anything. And doctor tells me, look, it's going to be 20 grand to come up with this surgery. I was like, there's no way I can come up with 20 grand to get a surgery. I'm out of work, living off of long-term disability right now, and I'm in pain. And on top of it, I've got gastroparesis, and before all this crap happened, excuse my language, or excuse me, no point intended, basically I was in the hospital for July 4th. July 4th night, I think it was. No, it was July 9th, actually. Maybe it was I can't remember. July 4th of that year, 2018, I was in the hospital. Got really sick at work, was doing an inventory. And when I got sick, I ended up passing out and ended up going to the hospital by ambulance because I was doing inventory, and ended up I had C. diff. And here I go getting off a track from my other story. So you may have to remind me in the comments, because I'm not going to do my 4-hour videos that I normally do over in my G.I. Joe groups. So basically, C. diff while I was there, and that was in July. And so I'm out of work because I'm supposedly contagious. I was in the hospital for like 21 days or some crazy crap like that because of this C. diff. I dropped from 260 some pounds down to 185, and then I got down to about 165, and I thought it was all because of my gastroparesis. I really do think it was gastroparesis because of the stress I was under because of the custody battle I'm in. We'll talk about that in a different video, just remind me. I've got so many stories I'm going to tell. But getting back to the back injury, so I'm out of insurance. This doctor's telling me it's going to cost me 20 grand. I'm desperate. I'm trying to figure it out and end up going into depression. My girlfriend, she sticks through it the whole time. She actually gets me to go ahead and call a different doctor and stuff, and she gets me insurance through Medicare, Medicaid, whatever it is, through the state, and she just helps me through it all. She's my rock, let me tell you. And if I do cry, it's because I am also known as Mr. Emotional. I get very emotional sometimes, but she is my rock. This depression has kicked my rear end with this custody battle, but she got me insurance, and so I got into a different doctor, Dr. Gould. Dr. Gould has given me 2 steroid shots. Unfortunately, fudged the last one up by doing something stupid, honestly. Originally, I was trying to pick up my child, who's 27 pounds, just to love on him and stuff. And when I picked him up wrong and messed my back up again. So I'm on some steroids. I'm on the last pill, 50 milligrams each day. But through all this, I ended up getting sick, and it's just been a nightmare. So the back injury right now, I'm stuck without a freaking job. Been trying to make ends meet by selling G.I. Joes, and then the depression hit, and I stopped freaking selling G.I. Joes. Life got real hard for me. The wife, or girlfriend, fiance now, she's been my rock. trying to still fight the depression. Don't know how to get a job, so I'm honestly breaking down and doing a YouTube video, hoping that somehow, some way, it'll help make me money. So yeah, that's my story of my back. I'm gonna cut this video here because I'm starting to get emotional. Love you guys. Thank you so much for just checking in and checking this video out. Some way, somehow, you can help me make my life, my family's life better. I'm just gonna keep doing these videos, telling stories about my life. Little one, love you. Yeah, I know, Dada getting emotional. So, love you, YouTube. God bless. I'll talk to you soon.